Hey y'all, I hope your day is going amazing so far. I have a random thought. The biggest thing I've learned as an HD manifester is when the thought strikes to put it out there. So I'm going to just kind of let you know what is on my mind today. I want to talk about energy. And really, energy in and of itself, we talk a lot about good energy or bad energy, positive, negative. But really, energy in and of itself, it's completely neutral. It's your perception that gives it its polarity. How you think of it, the idea, the thing that it is, what it is, gives it its polarity. And remember, our vibration is our point of attraction. So let's talk a little bit about polarity today. I know I just kind of dipped into vibration, but let's talk a little bit about polarity today. So one thing y'all are definitely accustomed to me posting about is energy, because I'm always talking about energy flows where attention goes, right? And so I want to use that as the basis of this conversation, because this isn't just something that I say. This is legit how I live my entire life. Energy flows where attention goes. So really, by the way, this is the Cabalion, a study of the Hermetic philosophy in ancient Egypt and Greece. So chapter 10 talks about polarity. Everything is dual and everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degrees. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled, the Cabalion. So again, I just kind of want to put that out there because this is basically my principle, like how I focus on things. This is who I am, right? So the great fourth Hermetic principle, the principle of polarity, embodies the truth that all manifested things have two sides, two aspects to them, two poles, a pair of opposites with manifold degrees between the two extremes. The old paradoxes which have ever perplexed the mind of men are explained by an understanding of this principle. Man has always recognized something akin to this principle and has endeavored to express it by such sayings, maxims and aphorisms as the following. So guys, I know you've all heard these and we've probably even said them. Everything is and isn't at the same time. All truths are but half-truths. Every truth is a half-false. There are two sides to everything, right? We all grew up hearing that. There's two sides to every story. There's a reverse side to every shield. So let's go a little bit further, and I promise I'll keep it really short today. And bear with me, because we're gonna just try and get this to fit the screen. The Hermetic teachings are to the effect that the difference between things seemingly diametrically opposed to each other are merely a matter of degree. So what's positive, what appears positive and what appears negative, it's really just a matter of degree, right? It's a matter of where you're standing on the field. Like, imagine being at a football game, right? Or a basketball game or hockey or soccer or whatever you're into, right? You're at this sporting event, and depending on where your seats are, it shifts your perception in the sense of how well you can see or what you're seeing or how you're even interpreting it. If you're sitting in the nosebleed, you might miss some of the subtleties and it looks like, wait a minute, that was an unfair call. Whereas if you're on the field or you're sitting on the 50-yard line, you're on a varying degree. Same exact game, same exact play, but a different perspective, right? The ref may have a different perspective than the coach. So it teaches that the pairs of opposites may be reconciled, and the thesis and antithesis are identical in nature, but different in degree, and that the universal reconciliation of opposites is affected by a recognition of this principle of polarity. The universal reconciliation of opposites, meaning your opposites can be reconciled. What does that mean? I can find absolute positivity in negative situations. I can find absolute abundance in what appears to be lack. It can be reconciled because it's all varying degrees of perspective. The teachers claim that illustrations of this principle may be had on every hand and from examination to the real nature of anything. They begin showing that the spirit and matter are but the two poles of the same thing, the intermediate planes being merely degrees of vibration. The intermediate planes being merely degrees of vibration. Right? They show that the all and the many are the same. The all and the many are the same, the difference being merely a matter of degree of mental manifestation. Thus, the law and laws are the two opposite poles of one thing. Likewise, principle and principles, infinite mind and finite minds. Okay, so let's think about this. So with this in mind, holy cow, y'all. How much power does that give you? I know we're living in quote unquote unprecedented times, but how much power does this give you? One of the biggest things I learned when it came to manifesting, or when it comes to manifesting in the physical plane, is that number one, it all takes place on the spiritual, right? It takes place on the spiritual, and then it manifests in the physical. And that number two, my vibration plays a huge role in it, because again, remembering, they begin by showing that spirit and matter are but the two poles of the same thing. The intermediate planes between heaven and earth, between spiritual and physical manifestation, they're merely degrees of vibration. It's degrees of vibration. So the coolest thing that I've learned is, if you want to manifest, a lot of times, guys, we wait for the physical evidence. And once we have the physical evidence, then we're like, oh yeah, now I believe it's true, right? Because we live in this physical world of you got to see it to believe it. But if you can shift your belief system to match your goal or to match your desired outcome, that's when the manifestation begins to take place. So just get on the other degree. Get on the other end of the polarity of the thing that you feel or perceive that is the roadblock or keeping you away. Get on the other degree of it. Get on the other side of it. Because the all can be reconciled. If you can find negativity, you can find positivity. If you can find lack, you can find abundance. Don't use your physical evidence or don't use your physical locale or position as evidence of your manifestation, right? You believe it and then you see it. You don't see it, then believe it. My superpower is my ability to shift my belief systems to match my goals. A lot of times we create goals based on belief systems. I have the unique ability to completely throw out what is possible, create a goal, and then shift my reality, my belief system, to align with that goal. Master manifestors. Happy day, y'all. Happy day. Polarity. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pair of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature, but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half-truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. This is one of those things where you have to ask yourself about your belief systems. Do you believe this is true or not? Because if you don't believe this is truth, it won't work for you. But how often do we say, I believe this, and if I do it over and over, but the truth is we then go and make decisions that are completely contrary to the belief. But when you hold true to the belief and you live it, you embody it, you manifest it. Peace and love, y'all. Wishing you an amazing day. Talk soon. Bye.